Now, Sue Holloway, you and I met a long time ago. Fame. It was called Fame. It wasn't the movie or the show. We weren't dancing or anything like that, but it was Female Athletes Motivating Excellence, which I know you were a huge part of. And I think the incredible thing about you is you're the first woman and Canadian to compete in 2 sports in the same Olympic year. How the heck did you balance that? I mean, you know, people in work, and we're trying to balance life and family and work and all these types of things. I mean, how did you do it?
I have ADD. That's it. I'm just a very hyper person, and I needed to be doing something all the time, and doing one thing year-round was just not enough for me. So I found something else to do.
Did you have a role model, though, someone you saw maybe in both sports, or, you know, that you stood out to you?
No, I don't think so. I found the people who believed that it was possible. So other men had done it because there were opportunities for men, but there weren't that many opportunities for women, not the same natural doubles. So the natural doubles are bobsled and sprinting. They recruit 100-meter sprinters to be bobsledders. And then cycling and speed skating are a very common double, but at the time there was no cycling for women in the Olympics. So, and cross-country skiing and kayaking at the time wasn't a real common double, but it's become, you know, we do a lot of cross-training that way nowadays. But it was just one of those things that I always say when I'm talking to young athletes and young people, it's your career happens. You don't necessarily plan it, it happens. So you just have to be moving forward all the time and always trying to be better and to reach out and see what's possible and say yes and take opportunities, and you never know where it's going to land you. So I didn't start thinking I wanted to go to 2 Olympics. I just started thinking Nancy Green has a really cool sweater and I want one of those. So that's why I started skiing, and then I was kayaking because there were really cute boys at the canoe club, and I was a 16-year-old girl, and that's what 16-year-old girls think about. So that's why I went to the canoe club.
Right.
And then I thought, oh, they said go out in a boat. And I go, okay, sure. And so then that's how things happen. Nice. In my world, anyway.
Well, thanks to boys and thanks to Nancy Green Rain.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, who's
I'm
kidding
a
who?
very deep person. When they talk about, you know, your motivation and all that cute boys and clothes, that's basically where I'm a very extrinsic person. The intrinsic things are, yeah, whatever.
I know Karen Lee Gartner, who's here and obviously an honored member and does a lot for the Canada Sports Hall of Fame. She talks highly of Nancy Green Rain as well, and what an inspiration she was to her. And Sue, I'll stick with you and say, I mean, I met you, I think it was as an 18-year-old. I was going to the University of Guelph, and one of my mentors, Sue Shear, was a teammate of Angela James in 1990, and my coach at the University of Guelph and the first captain of Canada's national women's hockey team. She said, oh, you got to go to this Fame, and you got to meet Sue Holloway. And I was like, okay, and whatever my coach says, that's what you do. But you've been passionate about girls and females in sport for a long time. And I think back to 2006 Olympics, what was it, 19 of the 24 medals were won by women. And we've watched so many individual athletes, and we've seen the Canadian women's soccer team do so well. And our women's rugby sevens are going to go to the Olympics in Rio for the first time. And maybe just your thoughts on how women's sport has evolved.
Well, I think Canada, back to Rosie, Bobby Rosenfeld, and the wonderful women back in the golden day of sport for women, we've had wonderful role models. And I was very fortunate to have an incredible mother and father who both believed that girls could do anything boys could do, and just never put any restrictions on our capacity to do activity. And I just think that sport provides young women, provides everybody, but I think young women need it more, to have opportunities to test themselves and to see what they can be and to believe in themselves. And I get great joy from coaching young girls and showing them that they can be something. They just have to try. And girls are so often feel that they don't have what it takes. They feel that they have to be perfect. And I think I'm a good example that you don't have to be perfect. You can you can mess up and you can fall down, and but you just have to get up just get up again. And I think that's the thing that really challenges young girls, is they feel like and women, they feel that they have to be perfect and they have to do it properly every time. And so I just feel that in sport, as a coach, I try and give my girls opportunities to fall down and get up and not feel bad about themselves. Just say, this is part of the journey, and let's give it another shot.
Nice. Wow. That's well said.